gentlemen, good morning. I am excited to be here. I'm thrilled. What an opportunity we have today to talk about building wealth for the long term. Not by trading, not by luck, but by owning the best businesses in the world that grow and compound your wealth. At Mazi, we follow a highly disciplined investment process underscored by a well-grounded investment philosophy. We do 5 things. 1, we look for the best businesses in the world, and there aren't many of them, so when we find them, we pay close attention. 2, we make sure we understand those businesses. It's our job to know those companies inside out and to understand what they do and what makes them tick. 3, we strive to pay the right price. A company trading today at $400 bought at $100 is up 4x in your hands. That same business bought for $200 is only up 2x. Valuation is your runway to investment returns. Entry price matters tremendously. Number 4, we think and act like owners. We're patient. We let our businesses compound. It's the late Charlie Munger that said, the big money is not in the buying and in the selling, but in the holding. Think and act like an owner. And lastly, we are circumspect. We watch our businesses like hawks. That means we act decisively when the time comes. When the facts change, we cut. Let's just for a moment look at a hypothetical example. 2 companies, both double in share price over 5 years. Same investment outcome, 14% in dollars a year. The one is a quality investor's dream. An excellent business, robust financials, secular end markets that are growing, pricing power, conservative, robust balance sheet. The other is a trader's dream, but an investor's nightmare. Cyclical, no pricing power, no control over the end market, owes its existence to leverage, whether it's price leverage or balance sheet leverage. In the one case, you can rest assured that the business is growing and compounding irrespective of what the price does in the market. In the other case, you can really lose your money. You can permanently write off your capital. We prefer to own those businesses that consistently compound over time, always by quality. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a fact that quality businesses over time attract quality shareholders. And there's a very simple reason. The founders of those businesses stay in because the prospects remain so bright. Institutions and pension funds stay in because it earns the returns that they need for their members. These businesses produce what shareholders need to grow wealth over time. Consistent profitability, consistent growth. And that is why founders, the families of those founders, and co-owners like us choose to be quality investors. One of the things that I love the most about my job is that we can find businesses that compound and grow many, many times over. In the 5 years that we've launched the Mazi Global Equity Fund, we've found Pro Medicus up 5x in dollars. We've found Arista Networks up 5x in dollars. We've found Deckers, Hoka running shoes, up 3x in dollars. And then there's still a long tail of other businesses that are well known, the Metas of this world. But it is true that there is a small group of companies out there that compound wealth tremendously for the patient investor. Look at row number 1 on this table. Kansas City Southern Railways. It's a business that dates from the 1800s in the US. In its current form, it listed in 1962 and delisted again in 2021 after being taken private. Our data goes back to 1972. This business has gone up 57,600 times in dollars since 1972. Imagine you are today sitting with your teenage grandchildren and telling them, I bought and I still own a 50,000 bagger. What position would your family be in? Take number 5, Walmart, up 12,000 times. No wonder the Waltons are so rich. Further down, number 7, Microsoft, Bill Gates, up 6,600 times since 1986. A lot of sixes in there. And then surprise, surprise, row number 18, PSG, the mighty South African PSG, up 3,750 times in US dollars since it's been listed. Now, if you wonder why PSG is there, look no further than row 21, Capitec, up 3,186 times in US dollars and still going strong. If we can find these businesses today that become tomorrow's Kansas City Southern, Microsoft, Capitec, PSG, we're going to do very, very well for our clients. Let's take a look at an example. Hermes. If you don't know of Hermes or haven't heard of it, ask your wife, ask your girlfriend, so you'll most certainly know. This business is a machine. It has moats. It embodies the moats that we look for in a business. It has brand. It has pricing power. It tells you what the price is of the handbag, not you. It has a management team that is second to none. And it really, really helps that it's got a long-term family shareholder that is backing the management team and helping them to focus on the next 50 years, not the next quarter. If you'd bought this business in 1993 when it listed, and it's been around since 1837, you would have made your money in euros 477 times over. But even so, you could have bought the business 5 and 10 years ago and you would have still earned a very, very decent return. When we find these businesses that are as profitable and as growing as briskly, these are the businesses we love to own because we know we are going to make a lot of money and create a lot of wealth for our clients for a very, very long time. But an exceptional business must also show up in exceptional numbers. So we look at intrinsic profitability and we dig into the heart of a company and we look at what is that return on invested capital. The chart behind me is what we call our company DNA chart. It gives us that lens right into the heart of the business. It looks far more complicated than it actually is, so I'll walk you through it. The red line is the cost of capital that this business has to earn over time. That is what it has to pay its shareholders and funders as a minimum. And the green line is what it in fact earns on that capital. So how much does it really make? We want to own businesses where the gap is big, a big, big, big positive gap. If you look at the purple band, that is just this progression of all these excess profits or economic value add, as we call it, that is added over time. So we want to find business with a very, very big, stable, and widening purple band. That's what we are looking for in our companies. Now, if we just return to Hermes again, you'll see it costs them on the right about 8 or 9% on their capital. That's what they've got to earn as a minimum for the shareholders. But they, in fact, earn 25.9. Sounds like a rugby score. So that is what we want. Deeply, deeply profitable businesses growing persistently. Let's take a look at another example, completely on the other side of the spectrum. This is an industrial supply chain business in the US called Fastenal. They literally move nuts and bolts. They too are an exceptional business. If you'd bought them in 1987, you would have made your money 1,000 times over. Now, none of us were there. Okay, we weren't there to pull the trigger. We didn't have the investment views. Quality investing was only a thing that Warren Buffett did back then. But even if you just go back 5 years ago, you would have made 150% in dollars. That's 20% in dollars a year. This business also embodies moats. It's got an exceptional, honest, humble management. They are 100% focused on serving the industrial customer in the US, and that they've been doing since 1976, and they've been doing so profitably year after year, irrespective of what's been going on in business and economic cycles. Not a long story. Same picture as Hermes. Same high returns on invested capital. Same wide band. When we find these businesses, these are the businesses that become the big compounders with the passage of time. Let's bring it back to home. And I don't want to pick on Nedbank because the story is the same for Standard Bank and for Absa and for every other major global bank in the world. Here's the company DNA looking into the heart of Nedbank. For the most time, this business has earned less than the capital has cost them. They have literally destroyed shareholder value. They've been turning water in a bucket, destroying value as we speak. The story could not be any more different for Capitec. Look at that chart. And the only reason why it's so floppy is because they report every six months. But the green line is solidly above the red line. A a completely different story, a completely different journey. And this is what happens when you have a business that is deeply profitable, growing, and is able to invest those profits at very high returns to enable tomorrow's growth and tomorrow's profits. How did it work out for shareholders? Well, Nedbank pretty much flatlined, and Capitec ended up being one of the greatest investor stories ever told, and we still continue to tell it in South Africa. Now, the trader in you may say, well, you know, you weren't there in 2002 when they listed, or it was always illiquid, or it was always expensive, or you couldn't have bought it. But that is patently not true. If you just bought Capitec 10 years ago, you would have made 20% in rands. If you had bought it 5 years ago, you would have made 16% in rands. Those are not bad returns to compound wealth at for the long term. So even so, the key message here is find businesses that compound, try to buy them at the right price. Let's just wrap up. What is it that we do at Mazi? We use our IP, our experience, and our data analytics to find the best businesses in the world. We study those businesses. We look at the numbers, the facts, not the noise, not the fluff, not the macro. We study them. And then we follow a rigorous investment philosophy and a robust and repeatable investment process that allows us to find these businesses time and again. And we act and think like owners for the long term. And in doing so, ladies and gentlemen, we are able to build a long-term portfolio that grows wealth for our clients. We can do the same for you. Always buy quality. It's never too late to start quality investing. Thank you.